How would you like to make cafe-style quality cold brew in your house with a grinder, some water, coffee, and a Tupperware container? Come in and I'll show ya. Welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for joining us. Today, we're gonna be making cold brew at home. We're super excited to share our very easy tips to get you going. So first thing, let's just talk about what we're gonna need. We're gonna need coffee, a grinder, a Tupperware container, or a cold brew pot as well. Totally up to you. This method, we're just gonna be using a Tupperware container. Super easy. A V60 and a filter paper and a server to decant our cold brew. As always at BM, we use 60 grams of coffee to 1 liter of water. So I'm just gonna make a quick 500 mils up this morning. So I will be using 32 grams of coffee to about 500 mils of water. First thing I'm gonna do is grab my container, chuck it on the scales. I'm gonna add my freshly ground coffee. Remember, we wanna grind coarse for this one. Very, very coarse, because we're gonna be steeping this for probably about 12 to 16 hours. So we're gonna add the 32 grams into our Tupperware container, tear off our scales, and then we're gonna pour our room temperature filtered water over this. Now, why room temperature? Why filtered water? Well, you know why we're gonna use filtered water. We talk about it all the time. Room temperature though, because we wanna have this nice, steady, slow extraction. Hot water extracts coffee quicker. We dissolve the soluble content a lot quicker and a lot faster. Now, with cold brew, it's a slow brew style. So we use colder water that is obviously gonna steep for probably about 12 to 16 hours, resulting in these nice, open, subtle, clean, delicious flavors. So 32 grams in, we're now gonna add our 500 mils of filtered water. 500 mils, in we go. Doesn't really matter how you're pouring this because we are gonna give it a quick stir after. So we've got our 500 mils in, just gonna get a spoon, and I'm just gonna give this a very gentle stir, making sure that I've coated all of the grounds, making sure they've got water all over them. After that, we can take that off the scale, put the lid of the Tupperware on, like so, and we're gonna get a label, tape and a pen. Very, very simple. And all I'm gonna write on that is today's date, the time I put this on, and the coffee itself. So I've now labeled this. Now, I'm going to set this aside on my bench and leave it for the next 12 to 16 hours. Obviously, if you want a little bit more body or a little bit more syrupiness to come out of your cold brew, brew it for a little bit longer. I just like a nice, clean, subtle brew, so I'm gonna leave mine for about 12 to 14, maybe 16 hours or so. Now, if you do wanna put it in the fridge, go for your life, go hard. You do you, man. But you just wanna remember that we're dropping the temperature even lower, so the extraction will be even slower. So if you're gonna put it in the fridge, leave it to brew for about 24 hours or so. Me, I can't wait that long. I'm gonna leave it out on the bench for about 12 to 16 hours, so I know the next day we're ready to go and ready to drink some tasty, tasty cold brew. Lucky for you, we've got a little bit of a treat. We've actually prepared one yesterday, so you could taste it today, and you could live vicariously through me, the camera, and my friends. We're gonna drink this together. I'm gonna grab my filter paper, just a V60 filter paper, because we are gonna filter this through. Now, there's a few other different cold brew containers or methods out there. You know, some people have like a bag or a mesh bag kind of thing that doesn't impart flavor. Put the coffee grounds in it and they actually steep it and soak just the coffee, almost like a giant tea bag inside. That also works. I just don't have one of those. So this is the simple way, and we just need to filter it out. Obviously getting rid of the coffee grinds, the sediment, and helping it pass through a filter paper as well is gonna make it a little bit cleaner. So V60 paper, we can just unfold like so, and put that into our V60. Now, one thing we do need to remember is that we are gonna pre-soak our filter paper. We're gonna rinse away any kind of papery flavor because we don't want that coming off in our coldy brew. Great, so that's rinsed. We're just gonna let that pass through. Gonna dispose of that. Now we're ready to begin our process. So we're just gonna pour our cold brew through the V60 and the filter paper. Just all at once is fine. Gently, of course, we wouldn't want to split the filter paper. And once that's in there, we're just going to let that drip through. And after that, we'll be ready to serve. Beautiful. Now, this process, when it drips, shouldn't take too long. It'll pass through within a minute or so. We're really not doing anything here. We're not enhancing any extraction. We're not gonna stir. We're literally just gonna let it do its thing, and it's gonna drop through, so then we can get to the goodness below. Sometimes there's just like a last little bit in here. Feel free to give that a light squeeze. Milk the teat. Right, so that's finished dripping through. We're just gonna fold our filter paper up and dispose of that one. Now, pretty much good to serve. On the nose, I'm getting raspberries and chocolate. Super syrupy almost. I've got my glass here that I've chilled. I'm just gonna add a couple of ice cubes to it as well. What I've also done is I've actually just added like a little lime slice in there. That's just to spice it up a little bit. Of course, try it without the lime slice too, so you can just try how amazing the cold brew is. The lime slice is also just a great way to enhance the flavor, bring out a little bit more citrus elements. It's just a little bit fun. They're great for parties, they're great for summer, so I'd recommend giving that a go as well. And I say, oh, it's a night we'll both remember. Moment of truth. Let's taste how good this is. Oh, alrighty. That is tasty. Simple, right? Easy cold brew recipe. We're excited for you to try this recipe that gives you consistent, delicious cold brew for no matter what coffee you use every single time. Here in Brisbane, summer is coming. Cold brew is out to play, and we are super excited to be brewing it once again. Now, if you did like this video, please don't forget to give us a big old thumbs up and subscribe. The thumbs up really helps us out so we can keep brewing delicious coffee and sharing it with you. A thank you.